do something that you love.
But you didn't have a plan.
No. She asked me, can you make paella? Of course, I've made hundreds of paellas. Would you want to come and cook here? Yes, why not? I didn't think about it twice.
Our reinvention story this week takes place right here in downtown Woodstock, Georgia. As a girl growing up in Madrid, Spain, Señora Stone dreamed of maybe being a chef, going to culinary school in Paris, or a flight attendant and see the world. But her parents' generation were among the first to go to college following the Spanish Civil War, so for them, this just wasn't an option. Their daughters were going to do two things. One, study abroad, and two, go to college. So she studied abroad in America as a high school student and then returned to Madrid to start her college career. She thought she'd pursue education and maybe be an English teacher in Spain. But somewhere along the line, a romance sparked up between her and a boy she went to high school with in America. A long-distance relationship ensued, and eventually she married Mike and moved to America, where she would raise 3 beautiful children and start a career as a Spanish teacher. Last year, especially with COVID happening, it seemed for Begonia and her husband like a good time to put an end to her teaching career. But she didn't really have an idea of what she would do with her next chapter. Then one day, while walking along the streets of downtown Woodstock, Begonia stumbled into a little shop that would breathe new life into an old dream. You're watching We're Not Dead Yet. Let's go find Begonia. Hello.
Hello, welcome to Leaning Ladder.
Thank you for having us. Are you Sue, the owner?
I am.
Wonderful. We're looking for Begonia.
All right, follow me.
Hey, hola.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
My hands are dirty. No, they are for real.
How
are you?
Good. Thank you for letting us come watch you cook.
I am so glad you came, Neeahtima.
Thank you.
I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know. So Begonia taught my children Spanish. She's the Spanish teacher extraordinaire. And so a year ago, you decided to stop. About a year ago?
Right after COVID.
After COVID. And
It would have been my 21st year teaching.
what prompted that?
Well, just having to teach wearing a mask. While the students were not going to be wearing a mask, having so many meetings, doing all the work that a teacher usually does with a mask all day, just giving me a lot of stress that followed.
I don't doubt it.
I didn't want it to retire. I'm not retired yet. I am not retired because I don't get any retirement income. But it was a good time, and my husband supported it and said, hey, then stay home, take care of our little one, and do something that you love.
That's wonderful.
So-
But you didn't have a plan.
No.
So tell me about the day you were wandering around Woodstock.
So my daughter swims next door at the aquatic center, and walked around while she was swimming, and I happened to walk into this beautiful store next door and started talking to Sue, the owner. I told her I was from Spain, that I loved cooking, that I had been cooking since I remember, and with my grandma and my mom. And she asked me, can you make paella? Of course, I've made hundreds of paellas. Would you want to come and cook here? Yes, why not? I didn't think about it twice. Because if I cook it at home every other week, why not for people?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's really how I started.
That's wonderful.
So we are giving our clients today some chorizo ibérico,
Mhm.
which is delicious,
Mhm.
some manchego cheese, and this time is actually very special because I just came back from Spain.
Yes, you did.
And when I buy manchego cheese here, I buy manchego cheese at Costco. And this is what I find, which is wonderful. It's good,
Is it?
but it's not the best.
Uh-huh.
It's like a good bottle of Rioja
Uh-huh.
versus a bottle of Rioja that's aged and the wine is preserved beautifully. It's a good reserve. It's the comparison, right?
Gotcha.
So I have 3 for my clients today, just from Spain. Is that something you can do?
That's
Let's
something
go.
I can do. I will do
You
it.
get that job while I start cutting cheese, okay?
Got it.
All right, I'm gonna wash my hands because I just ooh, that's not gross, right?
No, it's not
Oh,
gross.
that is
That's
what makes
yummy.
the broth amazing. Right there. Right here. This, my friends.
What is
This is perfect.
So where did you learn to cook, Begonia?
In my mom's house and my grandma's house.
And you enjoyed cooking even as a child?
Oh yes, I always begged them every time my grandma was making croquetas, which is something very traditional in my country, or doing paella. I would beg her to let me do what you're doing right now. And it's interesting because we are 3 sisters, and I was the only one. My younger sister cooks really, really well too. She's a great chef. My older sister, she cooks. She just started cooking later when she had her own house and she could cook herself, you know. But I always just wanted to spend the weekends cooking instead of maybe going to the movies or going out for a walk into the city. I would just beg my parents to buy the groceries I wanted to make some traditional dish on Friday night. This is when I was your daughter's age.
Wow. So what does it mean to you now, having this next chapter where you're sharing your love of cooking and teaching?
So one of the things that really makes me happy about doing this is that I get to teach others about our wonderful country and where I come from. And it makes me feel happy because I am proud of where I come from. I think Spain is a wonderful country and we have amazing food. So I think that's a really fulfilling little job here.
Little job there. You're probably much faster.
Oh, you're doing awesome. You're doing really good.
So in addition to these cooking classes, you're also doing some private dinners?
For friends of mine, every time they want to have a wonderful meal and not have to worry about cooking, I cook in their homes. And they bring friends and they learn how to make paella and they eat it. So it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
And you told me that since you've started doing this, that it's started you thinking about even more ideas and bigger dreams.
Oh, yes.
So you didn't really need to find a job. And this is not like making you rich.
No.
So, so what does it do for you?
So every time I come here and I cook, it takes about 12 hours to get ready. I go to 4 different grocery stores to find all the produce, but I love that. Every time I go to Whole Foods or I go to the market at Beaver Market or I go to other places that I visit to find my things that I need for class, I find new items. So it's something that I love doing. And what we talked about before, just to make the broth. It takes 2 hours peeling 4 pounds of shrimp to get that broth. Look how much broth we have that is needed for
That's similar to gumbo.
for the authentic taste. Most of the paellas people don't add a seafood broth. They just do chicken, and it's not the same. It really isn't. So no, I didn't really have to do it for money, and that's why I did it, because since I didn't have to do it for money, I wanted to do something that I really love and I have passion for, which is cooking and teaching others how to prepare an authentic Spanish meal.
And since you told me that you thought about going to cooking school or culinary school in Paris, is it unbelievable that here you are in this next chapter?
In a way, yes. Because when I was, how old I was when I was about to go to college? 17. And I told my mom that I wanted to be a flight attendant or be a chef and go to France. They looked at me with a crazy face thinking, yeah, you can be a flight attendant or you can be a chef after you have a college degree. There you go. Hi, Mom. I have 2 college degrees and a master's degree. And I'm doing this for fun. It is a good feeling. Good. It's good to be able to do something that you love without having to worry about it.
Yes, it is.
And then if money comes with it, even better.
That's exactly right.
As you may know, paella originated in Valencia, Spain. Valencia is in the coast, southeast. And why in Valencia? That's where the rice grows.
It's delicious. Love it.
Amazing.
Great class.
So amazing.
Seafood.
Happy customers?
Happy customers. We will be repeat customers for sure.
All right. We're not dead yet.
We're not that yet.
I enjoyed your cooking class so much because I love to cook. I love more to eat. And I love to travel. And doing a cooking class, and I imagine it would be the same if I just came to your house for dinner. It's all 3 because you're such a great storyteller, and you know, not only does the food transport you to Spain, but your accent and your stories and your descriptions of the ingredients, and so it checks all the boxes.
Well, I love to hear that. That means everybody that was there probably felt the same way.
Well, that's why you got a standing ovation. Does that happen every time? I'm sure it does.
Yes, it does.
What do you enjoy about getting older?
What I know.
What you know?
What I know.
What you know?
What I lived. The experiences. The experiences that I lived in. I don't mind saying my age, 48 years old. I am not dead yet.
You aren't, clearly.
Or 50 yet. So probably the experiences and the people that I've met throughout my 48 years.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, for me, you know, when you're 20 or 18, you're invincible, right? And then you get wiser. But now I'm not invincible, but because of what I've lived through and what I've experienced and the things that I've done, I know I can do anything. What annoys you about getting older?
Oh. Neeahtima, is it okay to tell the truth?
Yes, that's what we're here for.
Oh, Neeahtima.
You don't think the people watching
Can I say it in Spanish?
are annoyed?
Menopausia? That annoys
I think we in all countries know what that means.
Exactly, that's why.
No translation needed.
That is a Latin root word. I'll have to research and see.
This is what I should have said. The best thing about being this age, you're not there yet, I guess. No more periods.
Oh, yes. I can't wait.
Cheers to that. Like, occasionally I'm in the grocery store and I think, I'm drinking today.
Yes. I don't have to go to
And I
that
win.
aisle anymore, huh?
Oh my gosh, I used to have to survive that every month. And now I don't, and it's so wonderful. So yeah, on the other side of menopausia, is that how you say it?
Menopausia.
On the other side of that is freedom. So, have you ever thought about your getting, if you had money was no object, what would you do for yourself? For yourself. What's the selfish, guilty thing you would do for just Begonia?
If money was not an issue, I would travel more. But that's, yes, if I don't travel more, it's because cost money.
Yeah.
I would probably buy right now a property in the coast of Spain.
That I come.
And yes. Yes.
So were there any women in your life that supported you when you were
Starting.
exploring this new option? And it's always helpful to have people cheering you on in your
So right.
corner.
My mother was the first one. I called her and I told her that I had walked in this olive oil and vinegar store in downtown Woodstock, and the lady liked me. And when I told her that I was from Spain and I cooked and I loved cooking, she invited me to come and do tapas and paella. She thought it was a great idea. She says, why not? It's what you've always loved and you're so good at it. Do it. Even if they pay you very little, why not?
Especially since they told you couldn't go be a chef in France.
Yes. So
you got that college degree. Now go cook.
Go cook now. You're so right. So my mom was the first one, but then two friends.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Amy Beck. She believed in me, and she always said, your food looks so amazing and it's so wonderful. I want you to come to my birthday and cook paella for all my girlfriends. And that made me feel so good, and it gave me the security that people liked my food, because she was willing to not bring any cater, not take them out to a restaurant. She wanted it to be intimate in her house, in her kitchen, with her friends. So I prepared some tapas, some beautiful Spanish cheeses, and just wonderful tapas, and made a meat paella and a seafood mixed paella.
And so she gave you that vote of confidence.
Yes.
That
every single friend loved it. Everybody ate it.
Of course they did.
It. And then the other friend was my friend Robin, who plays tennis with me. She said, Begonia, I am going to get together in my house with some friends and you're going to cook for me. I said, absolutely, I will. They loved it so much, she called me a second time.
Oh.
Different group of friends. And I just, I love when people encourage me and gives me the confidence that sometimes we need, you know.
Everybody needs.
I think a lot of times women have gifts that they know, but they don't have that confidence, or that, I would say, maybe impulse or support or encouragement, motivation, or encouragement by
I was thinking about that today. Everybody talks about empowerment, empowering women, and I thought, what is empowerment? Giving power. We already have the power.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need empowerment. Nobody needs to give me the power. Nobody needs to give you the power. What we need is support, encouragement, sometimes a kick in the pants. I would bet you $1 million if you opened up olives from anywhere, the people would not know the difference.
Yes.
Who knows the difference is Begonia.
It's me.
It's your integrity,
Yes.
and you want to show the best of your country and your culture.
True.
And that's
true.
That's
now
important.
Those that have traveled to Spain,
they know.
They know.
Yeah.
Or if they have traveled to Spain and they have tried a paella in Valencia or any other place in Spain, and it was a really yummy, wonderful paella, and they come here and they have Hamagris or some other restaurant that does it, they're pre-frozen. So they're frozen. A lot of the things are frozen. They just put them in a pan. They don't go through the authentic method. And what we talked about the broth, it's how to make that broth is so much time. I mean, peeling the shrimp, right?
Yes.
I
still smell like shrimp.
So the heads and the peels and then the ribs, getting that broth, that's hours of time.
Yes.
That's some people want to sample that wonderful paella, and they do pay the money that is worth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of time.
It is a lot of time.
It makes me very happy.
Yeah.
That's why I do it.